fans, and welcome to this edition of the Blue Wave Sports Show. I'm Matt Brown.
And I'm Allison Schiraldi. The Owls have been working hard in all aspects of sports, but with spring upon us, that can only mean one thing. It's time for baseball season.
That's right, Allison. And I was lucky enough to catch the first game of the season here at home against George Washington. Check it out. Baseball season is finally upon us here in Boca Raton. Our Owls started off the 2018 season on a Friday night to take on the George Washington Colonials in the first matchup of a 3-game series. Senior pitcher Jake Mednick got the start on the mound for the Owls, and he showed why early on. He allowed just one hit and struck out 4 of the first 14 batters he faced. After going ahead 2-0 in the top of the third, the Owls looked to add to their lead the very next inning. Sophomore second baseman Eric Rivera started things off with a single to left field. Junior left fielder Diamond Johnson then stepped up to the plate and sent the ball to deep right field for a double, advancing Rivera to third. Rivera eventually scored later in the inning on a throwing error by Colonial's third baseman Trevor Kunkel to extend the Owls' lead to 3. Mednick finished his night later on in the 6th inning with 2 straight strikeouts. Overall, he allowed no runs and just 1 hit while striking out 7. Junior pitcher Blake Sanderson came in for relief during the top of the 7th. He started the inning by allowing a double to D. Alessandro. He buckled down after that, though, first striking out shortstop Nate Fasnat. He then got help from junior shortstop Tyler Frank to make the inning-ending double play. Still holding on to their 3-0 lead in the top of the 9th, the Owls sent in junior pitcher Zach Schneider to close the game out. He made quick work of the Colonials, retiring 3 straight batters to earn the save and secure the win. Overall, the 3 Owls pitchers allowed just 2 hits and struck out 10 in the opening night victory. Signing off from the Blue Wave Sports Show, I'm Matt Brown.
What a great way to start off the season.
Yes, not to mention they ended up winning the last game of the series on a walk-off single by junior left fielder Diamond Johnson.
Well, I heard Claudia Faust got in on the excitement when she went to check out the series against the University of Delaware. Let's take a look.
The Owls took on the University of Delaware this weekend and took the sweep once again. Now let's check out some of this weekend's highlights. Friday, Game 1, here's right fielder David Miranda, who got the ball rolling in this game, launching this ball outside of the field for a home run in the bottom of the first. Owls take an early lead and are up 1-0. The next 3 FAU runs come in the 3rd inning, back-to-back-to-back RBI singles from Pedro Pages, Eric Rivera, and Cody Wilson. Pages and Rivera with nearly identical placement. Check this out. It is now 4-0 in favor of the Owls. Let's go now to the top of the 6th. Delaware's left fielder hits this one into right field, but Miranda is on it. Slides to get under this ball and makes the catch. Bottom of the 6th, first baseman Gunnar Lambert at the plate. At first this looks like it might go foul, but no, it is a triple from Gunnar Lambert to extend the Owls' lead 5-2. Let's take a look now at starting pitcher Jake Mednick. Here he is in the 7th inning. This is his 14th strikeout of the night. He was just 3 strikeouts away from beating FAU's all-time record. Now we're at the bottom of the 8th. Center fielder Cody Wilson launches this one into deep right. It looks like the right fielder might have it, but no, that ball is out of here. Cody Wilson's first home run as an Owl. Let's go now to Saturday's game. Here we are in the 5th. Kyle Marmon, FAU's Saturday starter. Delaware's second baseman strikes out swinging and Marmon strikes out the side. This is his 11th strikeout of the night. And we go to the bottom of the 5th to designated hitter Gunnar Lambert. He squares this one and it's out of here. A 2-run home run for Gunnar Lambert that scores Andrew Summerall, or Udi as he's called by his teammates, and the Owls lead 2-0 going into the 6th. Let's take it now to the top of the 7th. Kyle Marmon is still in the game, and here he is with his 14th strikeout of the night, matching Mednick's 14 from the night before. Let's go to Sunday's game. 3rd inning, Owls are down 2-0, but check out Kevin Abraham throwing out the runner at second. fifth inning, Joe Montez at the plate. This ball goes up the middle, Johnson comes around to score, and that puts runners at the corners. Following this is a wild pitch from UD, and it cuts Delaware's lead down to 1. Here we are at the bottom of the 9th. Joe Montez again. This one also goes up the middle. Gives us some security, and the Owls end up winning Sunday's game 6-3. So I want to start by talking to you about offense overall this weekend. Some guys were showing a lot of power. Gunnar Lambert, Pedro Pages, Cody Wilson all had extra base hits. Do you think we can expect to see this kind of power down the line?
I expected a little bit more by now, but the park is not playing the way it normally plays in most years. Like today, the wind was blowing directly in our face, which rarely ever happens here, and it's been like that. I thought we would have had 4 home runs today. You were here last year. You saw how many home runs we hit when it was kind of the normal spring wind here, but it's been a little bit different. But those guys, I feel bad for Cody, but it's baseball. He hit the ball on the screws 4 times today, and I think he reached base 1 time. And, Pedro hit that ball that I thought off the bat was out, but he had a double and a single. And David and Gunnar, of course, hit home runs this weekend. So we'll find our rhythm.
And I also want to talk about Joe Montez, who was vital today. He produced our first RBI and gave us some security in the 8th. How do you feel he did this weekend?
He did well. Joe is kind of that guy that goes underlooked by everybody, and he just keeps getting a single up the middle and a single in the 6th hole and dumps the ball into the 4 hole and, gives you a good at-bat and plays defense. He's very Langham-esque. He carried us today. He was the difference.
So, first of all, we got to talk pitching. It was a really great weekend. Back-to-back Friday, Saturday. Jake Mednick, Kyle Marmon did an awesome job. 14 strikeouts. Almost beat the record, which was 17. Do you think we could expect one of them to set the record this year?
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of strikeouts. They to see it happen on Friday night, you go, wow, that's impressive. And then to turn around and have a guy do it on Saturday, and you go, that was pretty special. It would be great if someone could set the record, but I'll settle for just wins. I'll just settle for them. If they pitch like that, give us a chance to win. That's all we can ask for.
Owl fans, this Friday, FAU is taking on University of Miami here at home Wednesday at 6:30. I know this game is a fan favorite, but if you can't make it out, check out FAUsports.com for the live stream.
Wow, that was another great showing by Jake Mednick to start the season. He ended up winning the Conference USA Pitcher of the Week thanks to that performance.
The team just begun conference playing, winning 2 of the 3 games against Old Dominion, and currently have a record of 15-5 overall.
Let's see if softball is able to have the same success. Our very own Leandre Fox was able to check out their opening game against Duke.
What's up, Owl fans? We're here at the FAU First Pitch Classic. It's softball season, and these Owls are ready to get things going.
The Owls begin their season with a doubleheader against the Blue Devils of Duke University. And after falling 4-3 in the first game, the Owls came back for redemption. Senior Emily Lockton hit a single, then followed it up by stealing second base. Tatum Buckley hit a double, bringing in Madison Palmer for FAU's first home run of the game. Buckley's favor would be returned soon, as she is driven in by Mia Olsen, giving the Owls their first lead of the season. With bases loaded, Palmer records her second RBI of the evening, bringing in Carolyn Rosa. The Owls take this one 3-2.
The fun doesn't end here tonight. The fireworks will be going on all weekend as the Owls take on teams like Ohio State and Bethune-Cookman. Hopefully the confidence that the Owls gain from this game will propel them to a great season. For Owl TV, I'm Leandre Fox.
What an exciting win.
Yeah, hopefully Leandre got to see another victory when they took on Texas State in the 12th annual Strikeout Cancer Tournament.
The Lady Owls were back on the diamond hosting the 12th annual Strikeout Cancer Tournament. They returned to Boca after going 2-3 in tournament play in Clearwater, trying to gain momentum at home. They began day one against an impressive Texas State team, coming off a 4-1 run in Tempe, Arizona. The game was evenly contested in the early goings. The Owls traded hits with the Bobcats but came up empty on the scoreboard until senior Emily Lockton smashed a solo home run. Lockton would hit another solo homer, but the Owls would still fall 9-4.
Well, that's an unfortunate loss.
Don't be so disappointed though, Allison. While the team is 17-15 overall, they are currently ranked first in the conference with a record of 5-1.
Well, that's great news. Now we take you from the diamond to the hardwood, where Taylor Smith was able to check out one of the girls' last home basketball games against North Texas.
Let's see how they did.
Basketball season is in full swing, and our Lady Owls have been putting up a fight with a 10-10 record for the season. They started off against the North Texas Mean Greens hot in the first quarter after back and forth baskets. FAU had an 11-point lead. The Owls held strong in the second quarter, being the first ones to score. But then North Texas started to outscore the Owls 13-3 from the 8:28 mark. The Owls are keeping a close game with a score of 31-28. Now, if the Owls can keep up this lead, they will break their 10-10 record for the season. Even with a 3-point lead, it still wasn't enough to hold the girls up in the third quarter. North Texas scored 14 points off the bat until senior and number 15, Sasha Cedino, broke the streak with a layup. Cedino led the team, scoring 20 of the 51 points. She is just 2 points shy of being the 9th all-time scorer of FAU. But even with Cedino leading the game, it still wasn't enough. In the fourth quarter, the Owls loosened up on defense, giving away baskets and letting North Texas outscore them 14-8, ending the game 65-51. Reporting from the FAU Borough, Taylor Smith with TV Sports.
Tough loss for our Lady Owls. Unfortunately, that loss was a part of a season-long 6-game losing streak.
The team eventually got back on track though and entered the conference tournament as a 7 seed before being upset in the first round to UTSA to end their season.
Despite the loss, this season shouldn't be considered a disappointment. Don't you think, Matt?
You're right, Allison. After not winning any conference games last year, the team was able to win 7 this year en route to a 13-15 record overall.
I don't know about you, but I expect big things next season with head coach Jim Jaber going into his second season at the helm.
Now we take you from women's to men's, where Juan Galliano was able to check out guys basketball take on North Texas on senior night.
It was senior night here at the Borough. The Owls played their last home game of the season, which meant the last home game for the team's seniors. Justin Massey led the team in scoring with 24 points and making 9 of 10 of his free throws. William Pfister had 10 rebounds and 3 assists. Defense was at a high level all night. North Texas was held to just 31.3% from the floor. The 4 seniors are subbed out for the last time at the Borough, scoring 70 of the team's 74 points.
After an exciting 74-54 win over North Texas, your Owls have clinched a spot in the Conference USA Tournament. They finished the season on a 2-game road trip starting at Old Dominion next Thursday. This is Juan Galliano signing off the Blue Wave Sports Show.
That's a great way to send off the seniors, but unfortunately, they couldn't keep the momentum going. They wound up ending the season on a 3-game losing streak.
Yes, that third and final loss was to UAB in the first round of the conference tournament, ending the Owls season with a record of 12-18 overall.
Despite that being Coach Michael Curry's best record in his 4 seasons, he was fired a couple weeks ago after the season ended.
Wait, Allison, I'm confused. Who's able to fire head coach Curry after former athletic director Pat Chun left a couple weeks ago to go to Washington State?
Well, I'm glad you asked. His name is Brian White. He became the 6th full-time athletic director at FAU back on March 3rd and was just formally introduced at a press conference this past week.
That last name White sounds very familiar. Is he related to anybody?
Yeah, his father, Kevin White, is the athletic director at Duke, and his brother Danny is the athletic director at UCF. His brother Mike is also the men's basketball coach at the University of Florida.
Wow, that's a great family to be a part of. That makes our football game next year against UCF even more interesting with the sibling rivalry going on. Do you think Brian White will be able to lead us to any national championships?
Well, with how Coach Lane Kifton and his Twitter account fared last year, I think that anything is possible.
Well, Owl fans, that's it for this edition of the Blue Wave Sports Show. I'm Matt Brown.
And I'm Allison Chiraldi. Thanks for watching, and remember to follow us on all social media at FAU Owl TV.